What if I told you that the t-shirt you're wearing for $3.99 might have come at a cost much higher than the price tag? A cost paid in human hours, under harsh conditions, in hidden factories most people never see. This is the story of Shein, a company that skyrocketed to become a global fashion juggernaut, but not without leaving a trail of controversy, exploitation, and whispered secrets behind. Stay with us as we dive into how Shein built a billion-dollar empire, allegedly fueled by labor abuse, copycat designs, and a business model that's fast, cheap, and brutally efficient. By the end of this video, you'll discover how Shein bypassed traditional fashion rules and what you might unknowingly be supporting every time you check out that $4 crop top. The meteoric rise of Shein. In just a few years, Shein went from a nobody in China to the most downloaded shopping app in the United States, even beating Amazon. Founded in 2008 by Chris Xu, Shein started as a wedding dress reseller and quietly transitioned into the world of ultra-fast fashion. But here's the twist. Shein doesn't own any factories. Instead, it works with a vast network of hundreds of third-party suppliers across China, allowing it to scale faster than any fashion company in history. Shein drops thousands of new styles daily. Yes, daily. Compare that to Zara, which revolutionized fashion by releasing styles every 2 weeks. Shein? They make Zara look like it's moving in slow motion. But how exactly does Shein manage this speed, and who's really paying for it behind the scenes? The shadow factories behind the brand. Behind Shein's glossy app interface lies a network of so-called shadow factories, unregistered, undocumented manufacturing hubs that operate far from the public eye. In 2021, a Channel 4 UK investigation sent undercover workers into factories supplying Shein. What they found was chilling. Workers claimed they were made to work 18-hour days with no weekends off and could lose 2/3 of their pay if they made a mistake on a garment. Some earned as little as 4 cents per item produced. Even worse, many were living in the factories themselves, sleeping on site in unsafe conditions just to meet quotas. One chilling quote from a worker: "We don't get days off. We just keep sewing." You might wonder, how does Shein respond to these allegations? And why aren't more people talking about it? The algorithm that feeds the beast. Shein isn't just a clothing brand. It's a tech company disguised as fashion. Their secret weapon? A hyper-intelligent algorithm that tracks online behavior, searches, clicks, and trend patterns down to the millisecond. When a style starts trending on TikTok, Shein can design, produce, and ship that exact look in under a week. They scrape images from Instagram, Pinterest, and small independent designers, often releasing near-identical pieces. Shein's test and repeat model means they drop 100 versions of a trend, see which one sells, and then mass-produce the winner. But is this brilliant innovation or high-speed intellectual theft? Legal loopholes and zero accountability. One reason Shein has avoided widespread consequences is because of how it's structured legally. The company doesn't list on U.S. stock exchanges, avoiding strict labor and ethics regulations. Its supplier relationships are complex, often informal and undocumented, making accountability extremely difficult. And because most orders are shipped directly to customers from China, Shein often avoids import taxes and inspection standards that domestic brands face. In a sense, Shein operates in a gray zone. Not illegal, but barely ethical. Curiosity loop. So who's regulating this? And why do governments let this continue? Shein's response: real or rebranding. After media blowback, Shein has tried to rebrand its image. They launched corporate responsibility initiatives, promised factory audits, and even invited influencers to tour model factories. But critics say these efforts are PR bandages on a deep wound. Investigations suggest Shein's audits are superficial, often pre-planned, and do not represent the actual production facilities where the bulk of work occurs. In 2023, Shein attempted to go public, but the backlash from labor rights groups and lawmakers forced delays. So far, nothing concrete has changed. Can a company that's grown rich off alleged exploitation ever truly reform itself? The hidden cost of cheap fashion. Here's the hard truth. When we buy a $6 dress, someone else is paying the price. And it's not the CEO, the shareholders, or even the app developers. It's the factory worker sewing in silence for 18 hours. It's the designer whose art was copied without consent. It's the environment that suffers under toxic chemical runoff from cheap production. We're in an era where convenience trumps conscience, and Shein is just the most glaring example. But make no mistake, this model is spreading. Other brands are now trying to copy Shein's AI-fueled, labor-blind strategy. It's no longer about fashion. It's about clicks, speed, and sacrifice. So what can we actually do? Are we powerless in this system, or are we just uninformed? You don't need to delete Shein from your phone today, but maybe you should pause and think about the real cost behind that $2 top. Support ethical brands, buy secondhand, choose quality over quantity, and most importantly, ask questions. No company becomes a billion-dollar empire overnight without cutting corners. And no amount of influencer marketing should make us forget that. If you found this eye-opening, share this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more deep dives into the true cost of modern convenience. Because if we don't shine a light on this, who will?